Ace do Capita!
É um time que realmente joga muito taticamente, tem um tático bom e se a gente jogar contra ele vai ser um jogão.
Riot Games Arena, it's time for the Americas Kickoff Grand Finals! Make some noise for your loud and Sentinels!
მოყევი სნაიპერო იყავ ის ამბავი.
Welcome to the stage, QCK1! Big Daddy Justice! Sada!
Huh? Sukana. Oryx dodge card. First stream se ukani. Zekena rajigariya.
Saucy!
Sassy, ყოფილი ლაუდის წევრი. Sassy რო იყო ლაუდში, მაშინ მოიგეს მაგათმა დეპრები.
Coach Boom! And Coach Gobbler!
სისტი რა პატარები არიან მის სიმაღლე.
Here we go. Two teams that have fought tooth and nail to get to this point. They've both done the hard part. They qualified for Madrid, but this right here is a battle worth winning. 3 points on the line, the equivalent of winning a Masters event. If you win here, you very well set yourself up for the rest of the season.
And forget the points. Points are for nerds. Remember the win. Getting this championship.
Get that dub. Get that dub.
The dub, way more important. That's what the fans care about. That's what the players, the coaches, the staff cares about.
Loud have a chance to go back to back. They won VCT Americas last year. They're here again with a new roster. They want to do it again, prove themselves the best. But for Sentinels, the last time they won a regional final was over 3 years ago. The fans have been waiting eons for this moment. If SEN could do it now, they could break that streak. They could prove that Sentinels is well and truly back.
I mean, Sen City's been chomping at the bit, and they've been begging for a reason to get excited, for a reason to cheer, and finally...
The city has been rationing copium with the lack of wins recently.
And the tanks very well may be wide open tonight. I mean, if they're able to pull this off, I think the other thing we haven't talked about a ton is this is a best of 5. This is a marathon. This is a different ballgame.
Exactly.
And Loud, a team no strangers to the KO5s.
They've been here, done that.
They've been through the ringer, folks. It's the Loud machine. And how much are we going to see from them? Do they ever pull off a comp swap? We've seen that in the past in BO5s in big matches.
Correct me if I'm wrong, last time we saw Loud in a, I was going to say.
In the BO5, I believe
was
there's
it
a
lock-in?
lower bracket. There's a lower bracket final.
Oh, okay. That's it. I was going to say, because lock-in as well. I mean, these guys did a grand BO5 in front of their home crowd.
They did it in Americas. They 3-0 NRG.
That's right.
These guys are good in BO5s.
Yeah, this is going to be really tough here for Sentinels. They're going up against a Loud team that is prepared and ready to go. But let's not forget that on the other side, Sentinels, no slouch whatsoever. We're not talking about a team from 2 years ago, 3. No, this is a brand new refresh roster that has shown us multiple looks and a lot of growth.
And so much they've showed us on Sunset as well. This map that we're kicking off on looked money from them. Their retakes are out of this world. I was looking at it and the timing. They would throw from Zelsis 3 pieces of KU utility, the Molly.
1
second of another 3 abilities from 1 player. Good work they've done in coordinating with the team is next level.
Saucy's throwing two of his own pieces of utility. Also,
ეს რატო უდევს ხოლმე ვაფშე ტენზას წინ მაგიდაზე?
synergy, this
რა?
ideas they are implementing.
ნახე გამოჩნდება ყლეობა
And I
ხუთში.
John QT's system to perfection.
All right, well, let's see what we're going to get here in the agent select as
Hey, YouTube-ზე მას სტრიმი და იცემონი.
hot out there. We got a Phoenix to kick things off, but again, you remember what Sadak said?
Oh,
Give me
რაღაცა
all
აშკარა.
of the flashes.
Oh yeah, look, Loud play very similar on this map to their other styles. It's a little bit lower on the flash priority. Instead of playing a KO like they will on the other maps,
Is it თამაშობს აქ ხო?
in this slot, so a little bit more information. Those shock darts are very effective at dealing with cypher tripwires on the other side.
გავტაბა რა მაპი არის?
This is the first time Sentinels will be playing.
ეხა უნდა ირჩიოთ ეს.
იმას ირჩევენ და
Initiator utility, and in the post plant
აგენტებს ჯერ.
Loud must attack them with those abilities.
But the thing is, both teams have a similar win condition where when they get to play their set
ახსენებენ.
retakes, when they get to play their set takes, when they're not caught off guard, they can run over their
ეგ ის რა ქვია.
win condition here is honestly getting ahead and denying their
თავის შეყვარების საყვარელი სათამაშოა თუ რაღაცა ეგეთი არა? მე
Kind
ვიცი.
of the set plays from either team because I think both
მე
of them
მაგარი
are forced to adapt on the
მუსიკები
fly
ეგინა.
and fight forward if they want to win.
This game will be decided by good mid-round calling, reading where those hits are
ოჩი
coming,
უზერა
and
სტრიმებს ხო
also
ლაიქებ
by
ხოლმე და
solo players
იმ დღეს შევდივარ
seizing the
აბაზანაში
moment. If they
მუსიკები
see a
ჩავხდი
second
ლაიქები და
angle that
ვრთავ
they can
ხოლმე.
take and
მეთქი
blow
რა
up,
ხმები
they
მის.
have the chance to dominate.
I think especially in Sunset.
უზერა სტრიმი გაწიო.
Middle of the map and then deciding where they want to go. And
ოპა ეს double smoke brad.
The conversation we had yesterday about John. Yes, he's had this crazy career, and now on the biggest stage,
Is there only თამაშობს?
show up, and he's gonna have to show up against the best.
ბიჭო, ხო ანუ თავის საქმეს იმენა მაგრა აკეთებს.
That's a big ask for a young kid.
ასე მოუქებს. ძალიან მაგარი ენქორია, ფლეშები აქვს და დუელისტის როლს აკეთებს.
Settle the score. We got a championship BO5 final on the line and two incredible casts. I'm so happy that I get to toss to these guys. Take it away, Vatsili and Riv.
Thank you so much, GB. That's right. It's
Let's
time
go.
for the grand final.
მე წამოვწიფი აგერძმაო.
But when you're looking at this matchup here, Riv, yes, maybe we'd be, not surprised that we see Loud in the grand finals. But right now, for Sentinels, I feel like Sen City has been drinking a lot of that hopium to finally see their team play on the stage today.
And they have
Drinking
feels
some
like
opium.
Sentinels have run the gauntlet here already, and they still got some to go to play against Loud. If you combine the playoff matches for Sentinels here, we saw a bit of the stat before. They basically play the amount of games they played last split.
They played a lot of games.
It's crazy. 22 games in the last regular season. If you include the playoffs one now, they're up to 18 games. Absolutely crazy stuff. A lot of homework for Loud to read, but are ready for the game for sure. And Sen City's here behind them. The Loud fans already get into that volume 11 as well as we start off here on Sunset for the grand finals.
ასე მოუგეს პირველი თამაში, აი ნარჩის.
Just to make sure that mid area is controlled from Loud. It feels like Loud's being real passive here. They're ready to go for a first round retake with whatever Sentinels hits.
Not only on that mid take, there was a lot of pressure on both sides from the initiator, getting information on the extremities, and now, as you mentioned, playing the retake style for Loud. There's still a first contact from Tui's, throwing up paranoia, keeping players at bay. Contact, but the heavy damage goes on to John Cutie. Sentinels yet still want to move forward in this pistol, and Loud decide to pull back.
ხო, ან თამაშობენ ან ესე აქვს დაყენებული თქო სტრიმერის დეფოლტად.
Happening on left side lane, clearing out.
არა, თამაშობენ, იმიტომ რომ ერთი სხვას
ეგ გამოჩნდა.
As the one-way smoke comes up, Sentinels tries to execute in and actually does hit QCK towards the back of the site. There's the first blood. Drop by the Sentinels.
ნახე რა ქნაგი.
Enzi on this pistol, but the spike down on the east side for Sen.
Fantastic job at not allowing Loud to get into a positioning as we kind of saw on Ascent. They can't get these utility, these flashes in order, that Sova dart in place, and Sentinels bite back before the retake even really happens there. Less now, a few final kills on the exit to hopefully collect some money for the squad in a different buy next round. But we'll see, a lot of teams have been full classic saving out on that second round, favoring a bit of utility. And we'll see if Loud decides to. That Sentinels pick up the first round. And they start off with a little bit of a took it slow. Again, something different we're seeing with John Cutie and Sentinels, that they'll work the map a bit before actually making that commitment.
And with Loud, it seems they were heavily pressured in that retake style they wanted to get. Sentinels wanted to continue to fight forward after that spike plan. Now putting themselves for Loud on defense.
Oh, like,
towards the B side, setting up for potentially a trap play, but maybe getting information first. You already see out in the open, Sadak is just waiting for a contact for a push. Anybody towards the B main side.
You even see Kawanzine trying to play a little tricky hide spot in the market major. He's just waiting for that wall to go up and catch somebody off guard. Again, the slow play from Sentinels, they're pretty much repeating first round strat, right? We see that Zekin and John Cutie are working tiles. This time, they proceed into mid, but that door is going to be shut on them right quick. Looks like they could go all the way through here. This is going to be trouble for Loud to regain any positioning.
Loud's been good at his always being active around the map on their defensive side. Back towards the spawn, they hear Sentinel stopping towards the A side again. There is some sort of hope here. Tui's, there you go, gets that contact onto Tens, slowing the pace of the attack. Instantly traded out by John Cutie though, as the plant goes down for A main. Triple push forward, but the crossfire is just too good for Sentinels. They do a little bit of damage here for Loud, and you know what? I'm not going to discount this player. QCK finally pushed forward. Get the second round.
All right, 2 patient rounds. Sentinels, they walk themselves into a situation where they're fighting Loud. That second one, they find their fight as they push behind enemy lines in mid, which also works out for SEN because now they have a bit of map info of how Loud will play those lower buy rounds, whether or not they were covering mid a lot. Maybe they can read a bit into it once they see it again. All that information helps. So now, what can Loud do? Tried the B stack. That default take on A for first round did not work, but they're going to heavy stack towards A here as we get a bigger default from Sentinels. And I'm interested to see if Loud does a bit of the extremity pushing here. They need each other to get back for this initiator utility on the retake, so losing somebody on a peak would be detrimental to Loud. They're going to stay back and play a very passive game.
Except for that player.
Except for that.
Tui's gets dropped instantly. Sentinels once again in a power play. John Cutie still lurking around towards this B side, trying to see if he can hear rotate out of market. But for Sentinels, it's still
ნახეთა შეეწევიდანაც კი ერთი კაცი თუ face-ზე ყავთ რომ.
about the extremities, but this time it's We're even up on a 3-3 with Zekin heavily damaged.
აგე შეიპარა B-ზე ხა ჩვენი ძმა.
It's now open. It's
წამოიღებენ spikes.
way back towards the B side to meet up against the IGL.
Phoenix-ს უნდა გააცნონ პროსტ.
Going the long way around. Wouldn't be able to clear. Do not know what breadcrumbs are left there from the Kawanzine push. Yeah, they're right. QCK is able to catch this audio and we'll take a shot.
Easy one. Crosshair placement. Zekin low on HP. Actually dodges away from the flash and made it through. Getting a plant right now for Sentinels would be pretty decent for this bonus round that they have. John Cutie watching Zekin's back as the plant comes down. Snake bite just dropping down inches away.
Johnny's დაიწყო აი ხა
Players now to group together towards the back of the site. They see the recon darts or rotate a flank from Sadak towards the B main. QCK no more flashes. Has to move together. They have to play the fundamentals now for Loud. To blaze wall first. That's another snake bite, forcing John Cutie out of position. A 1-for-1. Solo second. But Sentinels, they are definitely happy with that result.
Loud securing that one. Zekin actually paying off in dividends as they follow up on it. But you're right, so much damage done from Sentinels. Loud are going to have a bit of trouble rebuying into this. Already see some stingers on the board as we rewatch this play again.
აი ძმა საწყალი იგი ბლიჩი ვინა ბიჭო უკიდან ვერ მოკლა კაცი
So a good post plant from Loud. We see that
Kawanzine იქნება უჭვენ.
დაიცა
They may try to go for an A push here as they already have that side stacked. And the only one that's going to
არა, კაი მოთამაშე არის. პროსტა უკიდან მოკლა ყლეობა არის რა.
A gamble stack because of that bonus run that Sentinels had. The economy is very low. The strongest weapon was the one that was maintained by less on that previous round, which is a
გამიხდეს სალტო გააკეთოს ვიდრე უკიდან დავადგე და პროსტა მიდიოდეს. შეიძლება მაგარი გავუშვო.
More rotations around the side have better reads.
ой მენა ვერ გამოიცნობ რა საკეთე. შეიძლება სროლისას ისე გამოძრავდეს რომ ერთ-ერთი ვერ გაიგო.
What a choice. John QD again calling it shots to the left side.
ნახე ბიჭო, ანუ John QT რა მაგარ ქოლებს უკეთებს სულ. ყველა ტურნირზე ყოველთვის მიყავს კამანდა იმ საიტს, სადაც ხალხი არის ნაკლები. გამოუშვათ იქ, ეხლა რა ცარიელ საიტზე შეიყვანა მთელი
The way Sentinels have been approaching each of their games, it seems like they have two variations they can use.
ეხლა დააკლიარებენ. всё.
They play a game that's centered around this crowding up, getting into
სოვაც თუ მოკლა ეხა მულტით ვაფშე კანფეთ. ოპ ხედავ ბიჭო.
crazy. ძალიან.
ეხა არ უნდა მოკდეს.
Hoping that Sadak was still alive to help with the recon dart, but it's going to make it a little bit more difficult for Loud to retake the site. John Cutie already setting up the camera, so that's going to be the first contact. The rest of the team holding back towards B main, looking to just spam. If Loud make it through the first line of contact. John Cutie, flash, beautiful by Zelsis. It allows for him to get the kill onto less. There's QCK upgrading weapon. Mosh pin onto the ground. The lays coming out from Sentinels. That clock is ticking down here. Pain shells on top of that. Nice shot though from QCK as they're leading forward. More scans.
Oh, Sassi хуй именно switch.
Come through. They have all the utility and weaponry to fire back onto Loud, and that low buy hurts. All the damage SEN did on the bonus round hurts, and they pick up a third round.
ეხლა ეს მოგებული რამდენს იგი იმაშება ფულს, რამდენს იგებს?
Where they can follow Zekin in. They can make it work on a map like Sunset.
ჯერ ვაფშე რაღაც თანხა იქნება საპრიზო, მაგრამ ეს თავარი ტურნირი არ არის რა. ეს იყო საკვალიფიკაციო მადრიდის ტურნირისთვის, რომელიც მასტერებისაა და შეიძლება აქ ვაფშე არც არაფერი არ მიცენ, მაგრამ მასტერის მოგებაზე იქნება
სერიოზული. Coming into round 5, this tiles push is Loud's again, but
right away. But Tui's did get a timing. That's going to catch Don Cutie. For the mid rounding to start a little bit earlier. Less no pun intended. As we have a fight now towards the A main side, instantly leaving Sassi alone.
Sassi is on spot.
And they may even taster's choice this, and by that I mean who's going
to get
an ult on less? Is it different? Do you let him get it down and get the ults that way? Loud's going to be able to circulate these ults in the next few rounds.
It's Magari.
Beautiful that he can work off of it with Wingman here. Thrash is available. If this goes down,
აი სპეისი იყო. ეხლა რომ შემოუკროგოს სამივე ჩაალაგოს.
All of these rotate, so he's trying to get an angle. He's trying to get a surprise attack. Here's that first jump spot. Here's two crossing over. The third one already made it through. So Sassi now has a timing behind the three players allowed rotating across. There's a snake by torch.
შენ თუ ამას მოიგე. Sassi!
Left now on his Gecko kit. The mark going down. Force the halfway. Out of position now. Less falls away. There's that from the front of the pillar, and Les even has to pull back towards the market. It does not hit him though, but that clock is ticking down. Sassi's
Ega, so.
აუტამდე ხო აცლიდა ე. თუ მე ვერ
შეიძლება ვერ არის.
ნახევრამდე.
You can look at any player on this team and find that type of play coming
out. Sassi magaya.
Absolutely routing Loud. Listen to that crowd. The Sassi call-outs come out as his plays go down. What a pivotal kill, 2 for 10s. For Sentinels to understand the tiles push has been such a priority.
რა კრადებილობა გააკეთა ეხა ვაფშე ტენზმა რა იყო ეგ ტიპი.
QCK comes around the corner and yeah.
ატყობა რესტორან გადაწერილი.
რა უეჭვე შეიძლება ბოქსების მაღლა აპირდა გადატრეპორტირებას და შენშალ.
Absolutely throwing Loud's timing off by the Wingman plant and push into market. Very heady play. We're into round 6 now. A mid play from Loud, thinking that Sentinels might go for this encroachment again.
They have a lot that they can work behind this wall that they just put up. There goes that curveball out for QCK, but Tui still fell first. Sentinels are just anchoring around. They have support controlling the middle. Not giving a chance here for Loud to really flow through a mid flood. With that hack thrown here by John Cutie IGL, it gives enough information that a site is weaker, where Sadak is currently only holding with the Sheriff. And even Sentinels, they're giving him that respect, moving all the way together, forming up forwards rather, and really just working their protocols for the later rounds.
The smoke giving them pawn shop control. They know Sadak's right there. And another quick wingman plant, giving Sentinels so much safety, never having to push into the site.
Somehow Sadak had an opener, had an opportunity to drop John Cutie, but it's a night jail battle won by Sentinels.
Yeah.
Unless again. Money wasn't too great here for Loud, and his half buy that they had. Trap play was read by Sentinels.
Exactly. Loud are doing everything they can to get under the skin of Sentinels.
Honestly, Matisse are up again. Loud is speaking.
Zeus's Vandal or
Oh, man, I'm setting it up.
move it around again, right? See what less Sentinels is avoiding it, though. They're understanding and respecting the fact that Loud can still do a lot of damage on these low buy rounds. And you're not seeing any wide swings. Very controlled play here by Sen, understanding their wing condition and holding it close to the chest. 4 ultimates for Loud. Very big swing point in the game. We get another timeout right away. Oh my gosh.
Should be the first one here after all.
Okay.
Yeah. So now just trying to figure out what they could do with this probably. As we had an inkling that a timeout should have come out on that previous round.
Right.
It was that lower buy that we had from Loud is just for him to decide, okay, we got 4 ults to work with this time around. But that doesn't take away any of the point that you mentioned so far, Riv, that this game means a lot for Sentinels. They made it now into this grand final stage. It's been a very long time since they made it to a regional grand final.
So Loud calls the timeout. This has been uncharacteristic in the fact that it doesn't seem like Loud is, one, getting their pushes into the map to affect Sentinels in a way where Sentinels has to worry. They have to reach. It seems like Sentinels finds what Loud is doing and moves on. They don't really have to change too much. The second one is we usually see Loud have incredible audibles they call in the mid to late round that put them in the position to then stop another take from their opponent. And it seems like they're failing on both right now. Sentinels is able to run through this. And here's why it becomes a big swing round now. 3-round loss row in a row, you're going to get 2,900 into the pockets of Loud. That's basically on no credits as they have to spend in again. They need to use these to get some rounds back now, or it's going to start swinging very heavily in favor of Sen. Already they swing heavily over towards the right side to pressure main. Pop flash going right into back alley.
And it definitely looks like for Loud side, they want to try to use that right away. There's the ping on the first one already. The IGL is backing up, trying to get the 100 Fury out, and there it is. It does get a ping on a few. And with flashes coming across, contact for pings, but Zekin still opens up. Sentinels are working towards the mid side after a trap play attempted by Loud with these ults. Now Les is going to be in heavy trouble towards the market. He's there alone, and he's just trying to anchor up at least one portion of this B site towards the map, while the rest are pushing double towards A-Long. Zelsis is currently waiting. He lost his teammate in the process, but he gets the dink and the kill onto Tui's. The flash turns away from it and does not connect on the second one. Kawadzine walks out of that fight limping away, but still has that support from Sadak. 3-on-3 now in the mid-round.
Finding fights around the map. Loud trying to pick apart at Sentinel's team before they hit these sites. Finally, we just talked about it. They couldn't find any ground before. It'd always be quickly traded back. Now the 3v3 stands.
Les gets traded out.
Yep.
In these anchored position to drop 2 and 3.
არა ხო ისა ანუ ჩაკოზვით გაპიკვა რა მაგას გულის ხო ისა თავზე რა ხმოდებული აი მე სასი
moving forward as looks like Tense is looking for a fight. He gets punished right away by Sadak as the Rolling Thunder comes out. Now even the pigs comes out.
ატაო აუ რა ულტი გამაზატო იმინე გაუტროლა
Sassy and come in for the defuse.
And we talked about how big this round was. Loud staves off going into economy hell right now. That was such a big round. Sentinels would have been running away with a few more, and this first half would have not looked good. Now we have Loud coming back up here. Still going to be a buy coming in from Sen. It seems, yeah, they should be able to get that low armor in. See this again, too. The retake, it had to happen. For Loud to use the Rolling Thunder, everything they had, it was according to the play. This had to be secured. Oh, Saucy, not get out of that one. And you see, they're still vibing. Loud knows this game isn't out of hand. It's not crazy. The few rounds down means nothing to Sadak and Loud. Still very much in it, and let's see how they play that.
always unfazed.
The judges there for Sadak, so you know they're starting to get a little ratty on these. We'll see how that gets used. And these ultimates as well. QCKs can still go in. A quick retake and Les just pushes them out with the Viper's Pit. We have yet to see how Loud actually fight back with those.
You can see Loud though, just jiggling across the context being those controllers. Less in the back of the site. Tui's on the A site. It looks like Sentinels want to activate right away. They'll come in out from Zelsis. Second, satchel to cross. Contact on players from Loud in the back of Boba. As the plant comes in for Sentinels, it's time for them to play the pulse plant once again. But this time around, nobody holding yet towards the back of the B main. It's a paranoia to push through, and you hear that run it back. It should come across. The save comes out from Les, as it allows QCK to stay alive. A whole roster of Loud against 3 left of Sentinels. Paranoia being thrown on defense. There's that judge. More utility flooding towards the front. But Zelsis and Tense are holding back their ground for now. Beautiful flash out from QCK though. As now the tap on the spike, trying to draw out the opponents. Beautifully done.
Nice.
They come in for the defuse.
And so კარგად გატიპა მოიქ, მაგრამ გვიან გავიდო დასვა ძალიან ძერხი და
split second, force Sentinels out and finally played the fundamentals and won the round.
That's the Loud train I think we've been looking for. It took a little bit to stoke the fire, but man, coming down the tracks, you do not want to be in the way of Loud when they feel like the retake is going 100%. The way they came through Boba here, just fearless, as it were, as Sadak says. Loud just run right into Loud as they tried to come into B main. They didn't even make it. Loud gained so much ground there, completely taking Sentinels by surprise. We set up for Sen in a bit of the same formation, but less movement. They're not taking as much of market. The wall that they just dealt with there in B main usually can mean someone pushes up, so you have to worry. Loud is giving Sen a lot of things to worry about here. And with Dizzy down, they're going to be able to have a little main control, but not in sight yet.
Sentinel's just trying to play into Loud's style.
Yeah.
Where when they get pressure on one side, they usually push the extremity on the other. So you already see Tens holding back towards the A main side, all the way from spawn, trying to catch a forward push. But nobody's really moving here from Loud. They held things back towards the B side. They haven't really fully rotated. And for them, it's just very much still comfortable of playing that retake style towards this A side. For Sentinels, they regrouped after that. After deniability that you saw there from Les's utility with his teammates. Sen is looking to bid back.
Toying with the door, just hoping Loud will have to keep covering market there as they start to make their way. Zelsis knife came up just a bit ago as they entered the A main area, but this is a contact play. They want to see how Loud reacts to this.
And finally, after the first smoke comes out on the defense, the other one goes out towards the spawn on the attack. Now you're not allowing here Tui's to get the high stack and a spray.
There they go.
With his Vandal, which allows here a Wingman to get a very late plant towards A.
How far do they push forward? Little hide here from second right under the trash can. John QD is going to be flanking far, but it's watched by Sadak. What's the timing here? Loud comes through spawn.
Through a whole flash towards the air just to try to slow it down for a bit. They're just trying to take down Sadak first to push towards that spawn. It works out. Another one fell within the site for Loud. But Loud have regained control of that B site. The tap to flush out Sentinels once again. Double back towards the default boss. Kill somehow. And the spray comes back here through the cages, but it's going to be difficult right now. Saucy does get the pick. The last one still sticks to the fuse. Woo. Not planned for them to be able to play that push forward. They really had to walk in the site, and Loud was always ready for that.
Pretty wild damage from Sentinels, though, coming out with some pistols on that round. They drop all of Loud. Loud and the fans happy, though, to pick up another round. Like we said, even looking at 5-1, we saw smiles on Loud's face during the timeout. It's still an any game, and we saw Loud use the ultimates to make that come. 4-5 now, 3 defuses on the post plant here that have brought Loud back into this, and we are going to get a Sentinels timeout now as they get a talk from Kaplan, figure out what Loud is doing differently here to get themselves back in the match. Really nicely done. They didn't have an answer for the beginning, right? We said Loud was kind of missing the early game control. We saw Kalanzine and QCK trying to work tiles in mid. They lose a few members, and that trade did not benefit Loud, especially the way Sen was taking the site. What I think we did get, though, is Loud in those mid-round calls back, having the right positioning, waiting for each other, that patience where we know Loud to be looking for the flank while the spike is ticking, and you're like, is there enough time? Oh, it's enough time. They know, they've been there. We're getting that back from Loud, and that's why we're close to tied now. Sentinels will discuss how to get back in. 3 alts, Thrash to be used by Saucy, 11-4. He's had some fantastic games. Even though he lost the win on a SEN on the Sova, he's like 20-5 or something at half. The Odin Master over there. Yeah, he's been showing up as well for Sentinels this season. So we get back in.
Also decided not to play the Ascent in his grand finals.
They didn't. That blew up. The fact that we had Icebox in here and SEN have been kind of kicking that out of the pool was very interesting. I cannot wait. But on Sunset, until it does just that. Round 10. Uh-oh, Thrash right off the rip. How does Loud respond to instant aggression?
Tried to get a camera pivot towards the mid, and Celsius already fell. Now just spraying across here and gets a lucky kill onto a second when that second that falls. They still get a plant now. Hunter's Fury coming out from the defense. A ping does get the hit onto John Cutie from QCK. As here's a shot from behind a lurk once again. Saucy gets it done. Tens under heavy pressure alone towards the back of the site. Thrash being picked up, the TP away from one, sees the second one, and it does get the hit here. That's going to delay even more. Sadak is detained. Tui's had to TP away, and now as they finally regroup, they don't have too much utility but these smokes. Tens is already pushing towards that spike. A beautiful Dizzy allowing Tens to get that pick. Up to Sadak alone. Tens once again leading out for the kill, and Sentinels finally get a point.
Oh, we hardly ever get to see the windows used. Awesome stuff from Market. Honestly, little things like that you hardly see in your games are the ones that can catch you off guard in a millisecond. Oh my gosh. You're like, wait a minute. Yeah, there's a window. Vents that. Tens vents Sadak. And that's going to be the end. 6-4. The timeout pays off for Sentinels here. Big time after 3 post-plant rounds. Successful in a row for Loud.
Seems as though the game plan got foiled, but thankfully you still have players that could really think on their toes, though, with how Tens and Sassy played that one, because he lost a lot of players in the process trying to play this or trying to play a contact towards the A site. Gets dropped. The lore buy from Loud, you saw the Bucky, a TP towards the back. At least Sadak is there for the support. Tui still holding towards the back of the A site, and that hat's going to help a lot. Neural Theft out. It's a forward push here from Les outside the B site, while the rest are pinged out all around the A site. But for Sentinels, it's a cut noise. Just want to reset for a bit here with a minute left on the clock.
I like the movement. Les said, all right, we're getting pinged. I'm going to get out here and kill the trap at B main, just to make John Cutie think a little bit more. So John always watching the flank, though. They have to watch for Les. It could be a factor in this round that just closes it out.
Had the angles the whole time, and now he gets all the information. Here comes the bombardment, the Mordor towards the back of the attacks on the power scene, while the rest of the Sentinels were there just to get the drive-by. Firing squad leaving Les alone. Yeah, he broke one trip on the B site, but couldn't get this one on the A site, so his cover is blown. Mosh pit to keep him away, but that's a nice shot off the Saucy.
And now no one else peeks.
Versus one, holding a tight angle as Zetkin goes for the grab walk, though. And they'll get the pick.
7-4 now.
Sentinels,
great control here. Activating on Loud so quick. It almost looked like Loud fell asleep at the wheel for a second. That's just the timing wasn't there. Sentinels get a Thanos timing. Saucy drops QCK. There's a crowd.
That was so unlucky there for Loud. They were anticipating that hit from Sentinels. You saw I think it was Kalanzina, so that looking towards the air with a frenzy, getting ready to hit that Dizzy, but he hit both of his teammates even all three before. But let's hold that thought. Showstopper already outside of the gates and blow Sadak to bits. Once again, numbers advantage for Sentinels, allowing for them to work the map, working back towards his B side.
And right there, I hope I have enough time to say this, never mind.
Not at all. Paranoid going back and forth just to try to delay towards the market, but still allowing Sentinels to gain space. And a plant attempt. As we went for attack first, they lost players towards the market side. Saucy's still alive at that spot, though. We try to hold it back. Plant finally is successful for the Sentinels. smoke to help Saucy a little bit towards the market. Loud just waiting here for that flank coming out from QCK. It's slow, but it's coming. As a Dizzy comes up just to try to delay towards the back of the site even more. Finally, that contact. As you mentioned, second season. Flash is coming out. There's that execution now for Sentinels. Back and forth, but still the advantage for the attack side. As they know, it was that flanker. QCK with no utility after he uses his wall. Contact out to Saucy, allowing here Zekin just to wait for the tap. Pain shells to keep him at bay. That will definitely coming out from Saucy as Sentinels they close out the half with a 4-point lead.
Zekin using all there at the beginning of the round, the pressure's created. It's been such a different in that sense of ultimates being used right off the rip. All of Sudok's Hunter's Furies came at the beginning of the round, came to try and discombobulate what Sentinels was doing, and they only had to slightly respect it because they can dodge it. Zekin comes in, you have to respect it. The fundamental differences in the power that these comps can hit with is huge, and we'll see that as Loud comes onto the attack side now. It takes so much more to orchestrate this composition into a site.
You're definitely seeing a lot from all of these players right now and from the IGLs too, but let's toss it back to Ender where he has something for us by the telestrator.
Saucy finishes the half with a whopping 15 kills and only 5 deaths, and he is dominant in the clutch. Let's check out this round where he absolutely blows me away. It starts out Sentinels with an advantage, but Loud very quickly are able to bounce back with a few critical kills. Loud, we know, they don't play with fierce. They step forward in mid, in main to take these fights, and even poor Tens trying to move over into main get shut down. So, where do we find ourselves? Saucy is stuck in a 1v3 situation, but those players are fairly spread out from Lev. So they're gonna group up, and that gives Saucy the B site for free. He can walk in here and notice he's got full utility down there at the bottom of the screen, including Thrash. That'll be big. But first, it's Wingman up to the plate. He's going to use that ability to be able to take more space than you'd normally expect in this position. The only thing, one of the things that only Gecko can do. So, Saucy moves into market, and Loud are still taking things slow. Together, but if they had split into mid right here, Saucy would have been able to find a pick. But now, Saucy hears 3 players and turns his attention. He has a very important decision to make. Does he try to pick off the final strike and get that one that would be virtually unplayable, swing on there and then go for play, or he chooses to wait, which is a lower chance that he gets a kill, but a higher chance he can win the clutch. He moves on in here and is able to get both these kills here with a sick transfer on that one. It's money. The utility afterwards is perfect, and then going into Thrash, it makes the round nigh unwinnable. Left could not stick through that plant, and the Thrash means that he could not actually get on Spike in time. Let's get the second half underway. Back to our casters.
Sick flip.
Sick flip, yeah, well done, Ender. Great explanation here on how good these players are. It's not only about that meta, the battle of the IGLs, the big brains from the coaching staff. It's also just a heads-up play from all these players that has been looking so good in this first half. And speaking of information to react right away, a knife went out towards the A side, pinging a few here, thrown by Zelsis, and Sentinels knows this hit's coming towards the A side, and they're ready for this signature retake playstyle on the A side. Loud still deciding to work towards A though, so they might have something back in return.
What are we working with? There are some ghosts, so a little bit of a drop on util there. Classics will be able to come in full utility wise. And the early delay. Early fakes with a bit of utility here. I wonder if that's going to allow Sen in a bit more, but this is Loud are hunkered down here. This is going to be hard to get them out.
Paranoia and Dizzy, that's going to hit QCK, runs inside the smoke. The boom body even spots him and blows him away.
Smokes
a flash towards the back. Coward seems fully blinded, but is okay to stay behind the smoke. A tap onto the spike, a fault line coming out, a spray through the smoke, a spray and praying for Loud to hopefully get this pistol on their side.
They got to start it
now.
now.
Even halfway, the wingman already got blocked. But there's no time left. There's no time left. Stewie comes in for the right clicks. This is going to be the type of place that we're going to see in a post-match between Loud and Sentinels. We're going to be on the edge of our seats.
They call that cinema? No, I'm just kidding. That was the Tuesday matinee. That was absolute chaos. Oh my gosh. That's the I have one final choice moment situations. Everybody is doing the final thing. They know they're going to go down, and That one was to jump through the smoke and finally kill the diffuser, even though it probably wouldn't have been half. That was just the kind of situation. The pressure Loud puts on the first attack round of their pistol here, second half. A big push here from Sentinels, though. This is going to be another war.
Continuing with the double flash combination from the initiators, but QCK is just ready for that. So not only does he stops the push from Sentinels, but that's building up his ultimate here for the later rounds, even trying to clear for more, grabbing the R behind the Allen drone. Wouldn't be surprised if they just give him a plan or if he just chases the kill. But you're seeing like Sentinels are trying to rework the map somewhere. Go head to head. Omen versus Omen, 2Es gets the upper hand of 10s. You actually did see QCK trying to hunt for more kills there. He got instantly denied by Saucy.
Camera will let them know they can end at A on this one. And Loud, I feel like needed to start setting the pace as they got onto this attack side. Sentinels, as they were on attack, like I said, what didn't care when the Hunter's Fury came out from Loud, they were able to work around it, absorb Loud utility at market, and hit A, or the other way around, A to B. Here, Loud cannot let Sentinels set up a defensive spot. Loud needs to be in their face all the time. And again, with this composition Loud has, that has to be everybody behind QCK, right? QCK is not blast packing in. He's not dashing in. They have to go in together. And right now, they're picking these rounds up together.
Yeah. I mean, as much as Sentinels has utility to retake these sites, for a Loud side, they have as much stall, right? They have that fault line to come out. They have the
exactly.
over the smokes.
Yeah.
They have paranoias if they haven't used it for the takes. It comes down to how they work the map once again here on the attack. Sentinels might have to try to change things a little bit here as they have a gun round to come through.
Yeah, I wonder
that's gonna for them to try to control something.
I wonder if they, as Sentinels, try a trap play right away. Go for their own.
With better guns than this.
With better guns than this, yeah. Because it would be good against Loud. If Loud were to go slow on a round, might be this. Thinking the low buy is gonna create a tough entry into the site. 4 towards A for Loud, heavy side as well for Sentinels, strong side rather. Looks like up and over flash by Dizzy. No, I don't think they've thrown anything yet.
Flash coming out from Zelsis just to delay a bit, though. Big paranoia.
Fast again.
Yeah, Boombot second satchels away. 10's trying to swing back out just to try to catch QCK off guard. A knife is going to delay that utility that would allow for Loud to gain that momentum, gain that space that it gained towards the elbow. As Sentinels wants to fight back, the aggression comes through. QCK still on the top. A stinger close range. Hands on the ground. Finally, 10's takes him down.
Stingeri ახლოში და არ მაგარია. ვანდარი თავში თუ არ გაარდი, ეგრევე ვერაჯობენ ტაშში.
They realize it's going to be chaos. SEN answer just as hard and weird and fast right
there.
As
ლანში წარმოიდგინე вообще. ნოლემესეროზი.
Also take a little pawn control. And it is taking control to kind of organize this mess that's going on. The nades that are being thrown. That first nade allowed this long peek to come through. With QCK there, they knew they needed to get him out of the situation, unroot him. It just caused the push. They did choose the right side.
Sometimes, at some point, those paint shells went down there from Zekin, and QCK somehow still stood alive. So.
You jump up on the box as fast as possible.
It's definitely difficult there. For Sentinels to try to regain the elbow side, but they did. Power numbers. Now we have a tech pause coming out here, but it's quick, you know? Didn't even have a chance to talk about it.
Wow.
That's even better.
All right, cool. I'll take that.
Any day now. And
they're just making sure tech pause works. Right? Tech pause to tech pause.
At least Loud right now still has this run it back here that they could use. So they're adding that pressure on this A side to start. Even trying to see if there's going to be a push from Sentinels down towards the middle for a B link control. Sentinels on their end, though, they're looking for, once again, the first contact towards the front. Zelsis with the support and the flashes on the back of the dumpster. So they could fight back. That's all they want to do so far. When they spray it across, they didn't hear anybody from Loud shooting back. So they might be able to start to pivot back and work towards the B side. How about John Cutie?
This is the first time that we'll see Loud start to use this wall here that kind of helps them get an entrance mostly for QCK and Kawanzine to flash through. Then they can enter through their own wall. And they have to make Sentinels worry. Thrash comes flying out from Sase to check mid control, grabs one market, and here it comes.
Satchel in, Juzzmanito still alive, coming back, but his teammates detained, cannot really help yet. Moshpit comes down, the timing of that one, Celsius gets the headshot. Ten's ready for a paranoia, let's it rip. But the rest of Loud made it through towards the B site nonetheless. They gave up on that control towards the market. The plant coming down here for Kawanzine, hit by flashes all over for Loud, as Sentinels are still out back on the outside by middle and B main. There's that fight, the Connor, oh my god! Less alone on the 1 versus 4. Position now towards the spike. The Thrash does not spot him. Now back. Celsius gets another backstab. Tens is ready to come out strong in his grand finals as well.
It's been an incredible
year for Tens. We see him to his play is unreal. And looking at how that works, we think about Tens, he's been on agents that can get out of a situation, but you know where that dash goes. You know where he might be playing. Now he can reset on an Omen. He can audio cut and rat a little bit more. He has so many more options here, and he looks so happy to be playing the new role.
Yeah, it's insane too. Yeah, the questions that came out of Tens' role of like, oh, and he's not able to play a raise too well on split, or he should play a KO because it's like his play style from the other games. But this time as an Omen, he's shining.
His stats this year on average on the Yoru, the Omen, way better than his Jets KOs from last year. Kind of incredible that he's able to put up these numbers still. You see how
3 rounds away of getting the first map for Sentinels as Louder looking for the contact play. Speaking of Tens, he opens up UCK falls a tap on the spike, baiting out the players of Sentinels trying to push towards the spawn. They will not meet any opposition, which allows for them to at least get a plant down to build that economy for the next.
სულ ესე თამაშობს, სმოკებში შორტებით ვარდება, შორტიდან გადის რაღაც. სულ შორტია მეორე პისტოლეტი. და ნახე რა თესლის ეტაპი არის, ხა რა თესლი პროსტა. რომ მორჩა უნდა გადაახვიე ერთი წამით და შეანელი. რა? აი, შეანელი და უწამ გადაახვიე უკან. აი, ნახე რა უთილითი იყო. დაყენ 0 რაღაცაზე.
აი, მენე გაასუფთავე საიდე.
ხაი, ეგ არის ეტაპი რითეიქის. შეხედე ხა როგორ ჩაყრია ხოლმე. ფლეში უკანა მხარეს აქტიერებს, მერე იმათი ნეიდი, ბოლი ეშება უკანა მხარეს, ნეიდი. ანუ ამ ფლეშით ხუთს უკანა ვინც გას ეგეც ხო იფლეშება, ანუ თლიან საიტს აქტიერებენ ტიპები და შედიან ცარიელ საიტზე. თუ ვინ მერჩება, ტრუპია ჩათვალე, ვერცად ვეღარ მიდის რა. და მაგიტო არის თეიქების ცოტა ძალიან მაგარი და მნიშვნელოვანი. მარტო ხარ არ შეაკვდე გამოდები.
Gonna be calling the timeout here. Boom.
ორსთან მაპზე რო კონდეს ესეთი რითეიქები, всё, მეტი არ გჭირდება რა. ნებისმიერ საიტს მიცემს და იზიდე შეხვა.
You're seeing the refrags, the trades. Sentinels is a well-oiled machine right now, and it looks like they could close this one out. They get a timeout as well off Loud, so Kaplan's going to be able to talk to the team to help solidify these last few ultimates. A rolling thunder from Kawanzine here. That can be denied if they throw that, and Celsius is there to null command down. How's the rest of that site take hit? It just seems like Sen has answers to the ults ready for Loud. So it is going to take the Sadak Masterclass here. It's going to take this timeout to close these 5 rounds and bring us back to a tied game for sure.
That's the important call there. What Sadak could really pull out of this timeout. The last one that they have on this map of Sunset. And where Sentinels, when we were watching how that history of the first half went through, for them to score that many rounds on the attack puts them in a comfortable position under strong retake play style. And Loud has to find a way to answer that back. How do you fight back towards the spawn? They tried to play further back towards the A site and fight through after the initial utility that's being thrown on a defense for Sentinels. They're also alone in these forward positions after. They're not really able to set up for trades. This time around though, looks like Loud is just holding back for a mid-control.
Their weight looks like this. 0 point's going to come over the top. You can see Celsius's positioning. And Loud get too caught in that. Looked purposeful as well. They kind of stood exactly where they wanted to. So Viper and Breach seen on the right side of the map is what Sentinels is working with right now. Again, this wall, only 2 times since this wall was put up from Loud have they tried to work through it. Last market we saw Zekken came flying through with a showstopper, but now they're giving QCK quite a task here.
Yeah, you already see QCK working up the mid of the map. The L drone comes out towards the right side, but the important thing here is Calzine taking control of this B lane. They try to use this Rolling Thunder to hold towards the left side or flash towards the dumpster, but instead, after it sees nothing on the elbow side, they regroup and try to go for the contact play.
Looking at Sadak, sonar up, drone has been used. Again, they're really liking this elbow play. At least putting 3 or 4 members in there. They have to get Calzine in there because the fault lines from that side just seem so much more effective.
Even
to the entry, the Rolling Thunder, to boot. Right, so having Calzine in this elbow has been a priority for Loud. They set it up again,
30 seconds
and it's going to be the 5v5. Good lurk here, however, from Tui's could just separate Sentinel's rotation.
Feels like Loud seeing here that Sentinels like to play the retake, to just contacting the site, allowing this utility to delay even more.
There it is.
And as he throws out the Rolling Thunder off the knife, QCK is pushing forward. Just around the corner, though, Zelsis pulls out the null command. Zekken holding all the way back towards that Boba side, where we have a late lurk from Tui, still waiting for that opportunity to strike back behind them. But Sentinels are now running very quickly towards the A site. Showstopper to open it up. It's Planet once again for the elbow spam. Wingmen on the ground. Calzine trying to delay as he runs forward with the utility. Gets denied. Sadako on the other side. There's that backstab. Tui's trying to go for the hero play. There's that first kill. It's tapped at half. There's no time. 10 gets the kill. And it's Loud. That stays alive.
Tui's the lurk king on that one.
Absolutely
pivotal that Tui stayed alive because he did a huge kill on John QT there. Causing that defensive rotation to have to route around through spawn, take a little bit more time. Everything that Loud did there really hurt Sentinels. Sen tried to paranoia retake pawn shop into the dumpster there, and it didn't really hit anybody. They tried to retake flash on dumpster, and all of what they needed for sight was already used by the time Sentinels got there. Loud really draining Sentinels' utility in a way they cannot retake. See what happens here? Spread out across the map in a default. Same wall here. Loud's just kind of pressuring with this each round to give Sentinels to something to look at, and then possibly play through it with their flashes.
Saw 2 sets of footsteps there off that camera from John Q. And look at Sentinels, a flash over and swing after, a quad swing coming out, and that's just being held back. Even paranoia to try to move forward. Calzine's all the way back towards middle instead. A spray through the blaze wall to get that kill on the market. That was a pretty hot situation. As they pull back though with the numbers advantage, 5 players to work together towards the A side, but Sentinel has the read on this. Never mind, it's a double pump. Because of the position we have all the way to
Okay, so I feel like we have been missing this from Loud in these few rounds. The past rounds it would be that they tempted B main, they were a little bit in mid, right? QCK would flash, and then everybody just reset to a default spot to hit A. Loud have not been leaving breadcrumbs around the map to be able to make audio calls on a rotation or be able to make that re-rotate. And now we're seeing that come into play. Those audibles we know Sadak for in the middle to late round.
Zelsis snuck through, but QCK was still holding towards the billboard of the B main. A knife being thrown that would have been huge towards that B main site where they don't have the fault line aftershock to work with, or snake bites, as a matter of fact. Even QCK's re-flanking towards the mid side. But Sentinel's already pushing forward, spraying through the attacker smoke. Snake bite on the ground. There's that backstab. Too good.
What a swingy game. A few rounds here, a few rounds there, but the way the rounds are swinging, that team is in full control. Oh, yeah, that was close. We'll see it again. Hey, guy. He's like, I'm not KO-ulted right now. You can't do that. I'm not going to be rezzed. QCK with a really nice flank. And that's been working so well now for Loud that they can continuously move from site to site, or the last few rounds, I should say, not for the map. They've only employed it here. So SEN calls a timeout. We got this in the first half out of Kaplan, and Sentinels were able to really come back with a pretty strong round. See what kind of ideas they can muster up during this one. Ultimate for John Cutie and tens, kind of passive ults. Really need to make something work to get those in action. But Sadak, do we see this off the rip, or does it become a post plant? They have been focusing from the defensive side. Loud has that Hunter's Fury controls the map. It gets them an idea right away off a drone or a sonar bolt tag. Likely here to see it as they hit the site and try to clear one of those defensive positions.
And that's the thing, Loud, again, they were able to play contact in the sites and use the ults on post plants instead and not having to waste them. Yes, we heard some Hunter's Fury, but those were trap plays that they had on defense. This time around, though, if they could continue to work the same way, I mean, for them, they don't need to fix anything because they're coming back in this game. For Sentinels, the question is, how do we want to fight this? Do we want to move more forward here to not allow Loud to play the contact? For information towards this mid side.
Fake TP to B main, but the push is huge here from SEN. They're trying to change the pace of the game of what Loud has been seeing the last few rounds. Feeling in control. SEN trying to take that away. Passive play from Loud gets them safely across the map here, but this is what they were doing before. Not really tempting or leaving anybody at a site, just making some noise mid, and then they're going to hit A.
This could be basic things too, from Sentinels holding towards the back of the side with John's Cutie set up on the A, just to maybe try to break a windman with his trips inside the A site. Run it back here, utilized by QCK just to clear out the space towards the dumpster. The plant still comes down. A lucky kill onto Cowan. Throws up the hat, but the plant still went down for Loud.
That's huge. That's Cowan's the one they want out. For him to go down, this means that SEN can get back in.
Right now, the goal is to protect Sadak so that he could use his Hunter's Fury. There's that tap, uses it out right away. And now right after, it's going to be for Loud to fight back inside the smoke. Flashes are coming through. Nades are coming across towards the smokes as Tens is holding off angle. A curveball return. A nice kill from Tens. Snake bites on the ground as well. Wingman comes up trying to get it down. It's at least at halfway. He's trying to stick it fully for Wingman, but gets denied. It's up to a 2 versus 1. A push forward from Bless once again.
Tens again. I'm pretty sure Sideshow mentioned
Oh man, rotation.
The least flashed member, we see it in action.
Oh,
Still actually got tagged by it. Never mind. Good POV. Good POV. It just doesn't matter with Tens. Yeah, but Cowanzine, that kill from John Cutie on the Cowanzine, you saw how confident Sentinels was to step forward there and go for the hit. What a kill to be able to pull up. Sheriffs now for the side of Loud. What a hurt on game point now, as they're going to try to get QCK up this mid position again. A little rinse and repeat on the strats before, but it brings most of the team to keep him safe.
QCK with the Sheriff, the double swing out, the wall bang, forcing Zelsis away. Trying to take the mid control, even shock darts thrown from Sadak to keep him back. Sentinel's trying to push forward. It was being watched by Les, so you have 3 players now contained in the A site. That said, though, with the amount of rounds that were coming back there for Loud, that one single loss now map point for Sentinels. The economy's broken for Loud. They have to try to get something done here. Controlling maybe an orb on the B site, a Viper plant off the pit, using his owl drone to sell that fake whip. This is we got the backstab though for QCK. It's perfect. But finally, John comes out of the camera to trade that out. They get information on that Sentinel player towards the back of the site. And they try to execute now for Sentinels. Swing out instant headshot. Still decided to go for the plan for less. They want to use it for Cowanzine. It's been the name of the game so far on how they're forming the arbs in the plant. Sentinels now trying to go for a 3-player retake at a disadvantage. Look how far back here Sadak is. Still waiting to see somebody's going to flank across. Delays being thrown early for Loud. A flash towards the market. First contact is less. Cowanzine avoided the mod pit. Now swings out, hit by at least the fragment. Plant denied. A push forward from Tui's. Zelsis is alone. And it becomes a nice post-plant hold for Loud.
That actually is one of the coolest rounds I've seen Sadak come up with. When they were running back to A, You saw Sadak instantly peel off. It's like a light bulb went off in his head, peels off, and then sets up to quickly set the drone. It looked like they were actually running all the way back. Says, okay, Tui's, give me that ult back here. They do a global distraction to allow QCK's hit to work even better. Sick thinking. Absolutely disgusting.
And we said, just sheriffs?
Just sheriffs?
It was the 2 first kills they got.
Honestly.
QCK and Kawadzine with sheriffs to make it.
Making the crowd ill.
Yep.
Making the crowd ill.
Maybe he'll never smile again.
9 to 12. Pop flash towards mid, possibly?
Definitely.
Yep, pop
even
flash
satchels
mid.
out from Zekin. And a paranoia on top of that came from 10, so try to do a trap play with the lower buy that they have on the defense for
Valorant
Sadak.
is his
It's the massive pass high-jailing calls from Sadak. Holding all the way back towards spawn.
It's wild.
Even towards the extremities.
Just wild. All right, into the site here. Just 3 rounds away for Loud to secure us our OT. It's going to be a low buy from SEN. Back in the site, they're going to hunker down and try to find those close angles. It's how can Loud dislodge them. Ultimate for Kawadzine could come around. That's the ultimate plant. If they can keep Kawadzine, then it can elbow without some John Cutie spam.
Easy one there for Zelsis.
Ooh, they lost the breadcrumb. That's what they were leaving this time. Sadak goes down.
And they have to make noise now. This is all going to be heard by Tens, but Tens only has a sheriff in the back of the A site. Sassy with a pistol himself, so this is a very weak A site hold. A flank coming behind here, a flash. Tens is fully blinded. The lurk comes up from less. Sassy gets the headshot from less. 3 players remaining from Sentinels coming back once again from the A lane. Tui's now takes control toward the back of the default. Gets 1 for his troubles back there. 2 versus 2. A pit out, a rolling thunder. Giving a lot of chances for Loud here on the post flank. Camera coming out, forcing now Sentinels to go inside the pit to fight back. Zelsis is low on HP, upgraded into a rifle. They actually have 2 rifles to work with. There's that person that Zelsis does get the pick though. And Les has 1 more stink bite. By him to tap on a spike.
It's incredible the amount of Sentinels squad rush, crowd up and squad rush a site. You see it all the time on Split. Then they'll be diffusing while there's still members of the opposing team in the site, pressuring the peaks, pressuring the opposing team to come out of the woodwork. How many stick defuses do Sentinels have in the past few games? It is incredible.
A great first map as well. Incredible play from both teams. And again, this is a great appetizer to this grand in front of us right now, Riv.
Really, really great stuff. It feels like Loud were not themselves in the mid-round column. Where Sadak usually excels, we see the strategies just absolutely explode and the opponent cannot stop it. Here, Sentinels had a great lead and then they had a great attack to set this up.
On the first map, their map pick. Now it's time for Sentinels to play on their map pick on Split. And that's going to be after the break.
Red
Bull gives you wings.
მე დილის 11 საათზე ვარ ექიმთან კაბილის ჩაწერილი ძმა. ჯობია გავაჯო. Bye bye. გალდანში ვარ ძმა დილის 11.